Welcome back. We've had a moment to take a chat with one of the iconic names from Nordic sport. Next up, having into the studio a couple of athletes that are making things happen and also setting big goals for themselves for the future. I'm excited to welcome to the program Kevin Bickner and Samantha Macuga. Hi, you guys. Welcome.
Hey.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
How's the summer?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's been good. Lots of jumps.
That's cool. Sam, you mentioned that you're in school since you're at the winter sports school, so you're taking classes right now.
Yeah, I have to balance how much school I can miss and then how much training I need to put in. It's been a struggle.
At least they understand at school what you're trying
all my
to do.
teachers are pretty supportive. They don't mind if I have to miss to go jump in the morning.
Sure, that's cool. Kevin, for folks who don't know, you are the American record holder in the ski jump, and that's it's not quite 2 years old, is it? How old is that record?
No, about a year and a half.
And this is just one of those, if anybody else got to sit in my chair, like what one question would you ask? And of course the fascinating thing about flying through the air, notwithstanding every time you get up there, but in a lifetime of ski jumping, what does it feel like to have such an important record as this?
It's really cool. You know, that was always something that I looked at when I was younger. Most of my ski career, Alan Alborn had the distance record, and I always thought that was like such a cool thing. So being able to break that, especially 2 seasons ago, that was like one of my goals of the season, was to finally break that record. And it was amazing to finally accomplish that, and it was a lot of fun doing that too.
That's great.
Not to mention you broke it by 23 meters.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good day.
So the kind of jump, and that's really interesting, and nice point, Bill. I appreciate that, because the thing that I was thinking about that I wanted to ask is with respect to where the American record is that you hold versus, is it 253 meters? Is that the world record?
That's the world record. My record is 244 and a half.
44.
And the previous was 221 and a half.
So you've made a jump and a leap, one literal and one metaphorical, but you made a big jump in setting that record. That has to give you confidence that there are more great kinds of improvements like that for you in your career.
Oh, yeah.
That's very much within your shouting distance. What's your goal? Is that something that really motivates you, or are you more process oriented, where you say, if I just do everything in preparation and be mentally good on the hill, then whatever comes out, comes out?
Yeah, I just like to, you know, kind of make small goals and try to accomplish each one of those. Focus on different parts of my jump rather than the end result, and eventually that end result will come.
Yeah, for sure. That's very cool. Samantha, talk a little bit about, here's the thing that's interesting to me is, you know, I referred to you as a young person early in your career, but of course you got a lot of experience already, not just as a jumper, but in competition. So in the sense that you're moving up in the elite ranks, there's change happening, and maybe for folks who follow along, they say, oh, a newer name, but you have veteran status in your own way, even as you're climbing the ranks. Talk about how you're feeling in 2018 about where things are physically, mentally, in your progress.
This past season was definitely like a lot bigger than my past seasons, because I got to compete in the Olympic trials, my first World Cup, and go to World Juniors and Condorsteg. So it was really, it feels like I've gotten to a whole nother level, but it's really just the beginning, because now we're starting for the next 4 years in preparation for Beijing. And so all the other girls that are my age, we're creating kind of a team, and our coach is just basically grooming us for the next Olympics. Like, I think we're all really expecting to be the next women's team for that.
And you're in a phase of your life where a lot is changing. Your brain's getting a lot bigger really fast, and you're maturing into a different level of competition. Do you feel differently in your approach to the sport than you did a few years ago? Obviously, you had success already, but it's a big stage that you're getting ready to step onto.
Yeah, at this point, since I'm in my senior year of high school, this is a really hard point for many people, because they have to decide if they're going to commit to school or to ski jumping. And I think it's been a really important distinction for me that I've decided I really want to pursue ski jumping. So I'm going to have to step back a little bit in school and maybe go back to that later. But a lot of my teammates, like, it's been a really big struggle just deciding where your priorities lie.
And at this level, it has to be one or the other. There's no way to really continue on, and more or less.
It's hard to go like full steam for ski jumping and full steam for school. One of them you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit.
So talk about goals for this season, you guys. What are you thinking? Are we looking at a couple of world champions here?
I hope so. I just want to improve on my past season's World Cup overall finishes and maybe get some new individual bests. This last year I was 39th in the overall. I'd like to push that quite a bit further, get in the top 30, maybe even top 20 of the overall. Start getting a few top 10s in competitions. I think that'd be a real big step.
Are you seeing a difference in consistency in your jumping from season to season?
I am. 2 years ago, I had a few good results and then was struggling in the middle of the year, and it was really up and down. Last season, it didn't start off so well, but I kept improving until the Olympics, and that's kind of where I peaked for last season, and then was able to maintain that for the rest of the season. So I think if I am able to get my jumping all together at the very beginning of the season, I can kind of coast through this next season and consistently get good results, and that'll move up my overall ranking.
Very cool. Samantha, how about you?
For my season, I'm looking more to just like really enter the highest level of sport, because last year it was my first World Cup. So hopefully I can go to more higher level competitions, because I've really just been doing FIS Cups, which is kind of like 2 levels below World Cups. And I really want to just work my way up and make more of a, like, get a standing really, and just get an international ranking, just like establish myself.
And so much of it is just familiarity with the environment, being someplace where you've been before, and getting used to the vibe of a different level of competition, huh?
Yeah, the difference in like how everybody acts and like how you're treated just like at the competition, how smoothly it runs, is insane. In between a Continental Cup and a World Cup, it's just so much more professional at the highest level.
It's cool. Super exciting, you guys. Billy, you had mentioned, and we wanted to include a shout out to your new medical partner, which is a pretty august name in the world of medicine.
It is. It's been really great. One of the leaders of our medical team is Dr. John Finoff. He's been traveling with Nordic combined ski jumping for over a decade. John runs the Minneapolis-based Mayo Sports Medicine Clinic, and we've worked together with them to establish a 5-year partnership where we're really focused on the highest level of physiological testing and creating a database with our current high-level athletes. We've actually been tracking kids for over a decade, and so we're going to be putting all that together and really working on a long-term athlete development model of, like, you know, how to train 10, 12, 14, 16-year-olds, as well as to provide these guys a higher level of service and understanding from nutrition and sports psychology education to, you know, new types of training. One of the coolest things is there's a 3D motion capture lab, and so Kevin kind of got, you know, stickered up with all the dots that you see when they're doing computer animation work, and it's actually overlaid real time over force. And so we're still waiting to get kind of the final results, because it's such a massively complex thing.
Yeah.
But the end result is we'll actually be able to see where Kevin creates force and where he loses it over different joints in his body, and therefore make biomechanical recommendations to the coaches as to, like, okay, Kevin needs to do this. And so we want to be able to really start to better understand this sport, because I'll be really honest with you, one of the craziest things about ski jumping is how little we still understand. I think you know, it almost defies, you know, gravity and logic to some degree. And so that's why we've got some of the best coaches in the sport from the US and from Europe, and we're working together with a great institution like the Mayo Clinic. It's super
stuff.
cool. So I want to see where we can go in the next 5 years with them.
Very cool. So next weekend.
Not next weekend, sorry. Let's get the dates right.
Okay.
End of the month, July 25th. Join us at the Jeremy Ranch to meet all the athletes and just have a casual sit down and be able to really understand what makes these guys tick. And then starting on the 27th, we've got the Springer Tournay on Friday morning. On the 28th, we've got the Small Hill National Championships as well as the Nordic Combined National Championships. And on the 29th, that's Sunday, we've got the Large Hill National Ski Jumping Competition. So trials start at 8 o'clock every morning. Competitions start at 9. Expect to be there till about 11. It'll be a great time.
Fantastic. We've got a little bit of video. Before we go to the video, tell folks where to go online,
You can
social
find out,
media, etc.
You can find out all the information, Springer schedule, how to sign up for the soiree, all that good stuff is available at www.usanordic.org, usanordic.org. Scroll right down, you'll see it all right there.
Fantastic. Billy, Samantha, Kevin, thanks for being here. All the best, you guys. It's really so much fun to get to follow along, and we appreciate that you make time for Park City Television.
Thanks.
And,
Of course.
have
And
a
I
great-
would be
Thank
remiss
you.
if I didn't mention one of our best partners, which is Park City Ski and Snowboard. They've got some great youth programs from Sugar Gliders, which is for 6, 7-year-olds, all the way up to programs that feed our national teams.
That's cool.
And so if you've got a kid and they want to learn how to fly, then they should contact Park City Ski and Snowboard to learn more.
Very cool. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, we've got a little bit of video to take us out. Our thanks to everyone, including my guests from USA Nordic. Let's take a look. We'll be back.